Something from Jurassic Park.
Oh!
Look at that shot.
That's the good spot, right?
That's the good spot.
All right.
This week on Honey Break Experience, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of showcasing the ducks and bucks like we normally do,
Kill him.
we're going to showcase some alligator hunts. We've got a good friend, Dusty Zundel, and his crew down here, and we're going to introduce a lot of people to the first time of chasing swamp lizards. Y'all stay tuned. Well, the way we do alligator hunts here is we go out the night before or the afternoon before. We put our lines out, usually with the chickens with a special sauce.
Probably the chickens. Come on.
We dip our chicken in old grease from some of our fryers where we fry shrimp and duck poppers and all that stuff here at the lodge. You set your lines out just in the high traffic areas where we've been seeing these gators. Hey, there was a good gator right around this corner up here this morning.
We're here at the old secret spot. We've been seeing a big gator right here. I've been chumming them up with some chicken, and I got old Drew Boy's secret sauce.
It's the most rancid, nasty thing that you can get because apparently the nastier and stinkier it is, the more the gators like it.
And we're gonna put the little hook out, put the little line out.
It's your basic bowling knot. Squirrel goes out the hole around the tree and back in the hole.
And come back in the morning and try to catch the big gator.
You don't want to touch that. You want to put the rubber glove before.
It's raw 10. How long's that been sitting out, Drew Boy?
That one hasn't been set out for a couple of days. It usually gets best about the third or fourth day when it's about as bad as you can stand. Is when the chicken gets just right. So you definitely want to have gloves on when you're baiting up the chicken, and you definitely want to have the chicken in the back of the boat when you're running, not in the front of the boat, because your guests will not like that. So put it in there, and that gravy just drips off in the water and puts a little sheen on top of the water, and it just covers more territory, gets more scent, gets the gators coming. You set your lines out and go to bed, and come back the next morning, you run your lines, and hope the big boy's on there.
The Honey Break Experience is brought to you by Bandit, Innovations in Hunting and Outdoor Gear. Mojo, if it ain't magic, it ain't mojo. This is the Honey Break Experience.
Well, I've been friends with Drew for a long time and told my wife that I had room for one more friend, and after Tack introduced me to Drew, I said, I think I just found him. Told me a little bit about Honey Break, and I had to come down here one time to verify that he was worthy of a friendship, and then when I saw this beautiful property, I thought, well, I guess he'll have to have the last spot. It's always been a really special place to me. It was important to me to find a spot to bring some of my employees down to and kind of share an experience with them that I've had the opportunity to see a few times. And so we came down looking for alligators. Didn't expect to find what we found, but more just coming down to show them how unbelievable a place this is.
One thing with this group is there were a lot of first-time hunters, so they had never actually killed anything or shot anything, so had to go over a little gun safety. And number one, how the gun functions, because it is kind of tight quarters and you've got water and you've got people there, and it's a small caliber gun, so bullets can ricochet and this, that, and the other. But the main thing is where to shoot the gator. There's not one in the pipe on any of them. If he's on the bank, we can shoot him as we ease up. If he's not, we can take the line and ease it up to us. And when he comes up, you want to shoot him between the eyes. The best spot to shoot him is back here behind the eyes. But when you're pulling the gator to you, you don't have that shot a lot of times. All right. So now you got one in the pipe.
Okay.
That's your safety. Till you put this thing on fire, you don't need to put your finger anywhere around here. We always want to keep this in a safe direction, and your buddy is not a safe direction. Okay? But what I'll do, since you're new at that, I won't give you the gun till it's time to shoot. But don't be like, man, did y'all see that right there? One thing you want to do is make sure that she's comfortable with the weapon, or whoever it is comfortable with the weapon, and how to operate it properly and safely. And the other thing is to make sure where you're shooting the gator at, and to make sure you kill it fast and effectively. It's definitely, there's a lot of excitement going on, a lot of moving parts, a lot of teeth involved. So being efficient in safety and in accuracy are both high quality in this area. The way the alligator process works is they go by acres of water and not by number of alligators. And we have way more alligators than we have tags for. So what we try to do is do our scouting and figure out the spots where the big ones generally are. It's another thing that we can do here on the farm that time of year, just to add the outdoor experience that we introduce our clients to. Look, he's right past the point. See him in the water? See him in the water up there? He's on the right side. He's right past this little point. He's on the line.
Good side theater.
Yep. In the boat. He can ride home with us. He's at least 7. I need to move it up. Look, put that thing right down in here. There you go. Lean into it. You're leaning back away from it. All right, you see where his eye is? See that little line behind his eye? You want to aim kind of at the end of that line. All right, so aim just right where the water hits the back of his skull. And squeeze the trigger. You got it on fire? And right where the water hit the back of his skull, and squeeze the trigger. A little low. Aim high. Hold on. You still loaded? Hold on. You can come back up. Oh! Night, night! The thing that sticks with me most about that hunt is, Dusty's got this group down there, and it's Jamie's first time to shoot a gator. And, he's paying for these guys to come down here on this trip. And his boat that he was in was a little bit slower than the boat that I was in. I don't know how that happened, but I know for sure he was a little upset that the gator got shot before he got to watch it. So that's an educational moment. We like to say, don't be in the slow boat.
The Honey Break Experience is brought to you by Honey Break Lodge and Outfitters, the experience of a lifetime. Gator Tail, taking you places you never thought possible. This is the Honey Break Experience.
Safety rules. Asian flying carp will jump in this boat and hit you in the head. So you might not want to sit in the front.
You can be cruising down the little canal or the bayou there, and if you're in the front boat, the silver carp usually jump right at the back of the motor or right at the back, because of the vibration and everything in the water drives them up and out. And so the guy in the back boat, it's business picks up quite a bit for them.
You ever been keep on going?
You can't grab him from the back now. You got to grab him from the front. You got to watch out for flying objects. Keep your eyes ahead and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Where Jamie had got her gator, on the way there, we had some other spots that we had some lines out. James, when we came by, saw a gator that was on the line there. On the way in, he wasn't on it, but on the way back out, he was. All right, you need to ease up to the front of the boat. The way that one was actually pretty neat because instead of having everybody to be in the boat, the guys were actually close to the landing, and so we were able to ease up there and let him get a couple shots off. All right.
Best location is where?
I can see the white part on his below his eye. Now he's gonna pop it right over there. See? Foot low. Hey, take your deep breath. Chill out for a second. He's not going anywhere, and we got plenty of water. His area of excitement was quite elevated, so we had to get him to back up a little bit, calm down, take a deep breath, and make a good shot so we can get this gator head on back to the lock. Aim where the water hits the gator. Oh, that's a money shot.
Is that it?
That's a death roll.
That means he's dead?
I wouldn't say he's dead yet.
Dude, he's pulling back this way. How do you move the boat back a little?
We're not moving the boat back. You're good. We got a repeating weapon. He don't. Reach in there and grab him. Check his pulse. Look at that shot, James. Look at that shot.
That's the good spot, right?
That's the good spot. All right. Night, night.
Yeah, it's just a double barrel 12. Stock is cracked and it kicks like hell. Wouldn't mean what it means to me to no one. But I can hear his voice when I put it to my shoulder. Guns like a woman, son, it's all how you hold her. Taught me more than how to hunt. One of these days I'll pass it down to my son. Granddaddy's gone, yeah. Your granddaddy's gone, yeah.
You know, that's one of my favorite songs, and I think it speaks across the board to a lot of like-minded people, hunters and just country boys alike. And when you have a song that really touches you, you know you've done something.
I can tell you, on each verse, the part of my life where I was when my grandfather did that with his gun, or when my grandfather took me on that turkey hunt, or my grandfather took me on that fishing trip.
As a songwriter, you kind of sometimes become numb and you're putting puzzles together and you're sending them out on country radio and hoping people love them. But when you get something that really strikes a chord with yourself and you put it together with love, it really shows. And I love that song. Hunting's not necessarily about just hunting, it's about making great friends. And I've made some great lifelong friends, one of which invited me down here to Dusty Zondo and said, hey man, bring a guitar and let's go shoot some gators. You're gonna love it.
It's impressive, his resume of his accomplishments on one side, but the other side, he's just a big kid like us. So it's always good to share camp with these guys.
Honey Break Gundog Tip, brought to you by Avery, first and forever. What we're discussing here is a drill. We call this the wagon wheel drill. You can do a wagon wheel drill for lining, or you can do it as a casting drill. This is just an example. Here, sit. Back. Heel. Sit. Drop. Here. Here. Sit. Back. And as you get advanced, the next step on this drill, sit. As when you send the dog for that, you replace a bumper in the other spot. So you're pushing and pulling. Say 8 leg. So I'm gonna send for this one here. Here, sit. Back. Here, heel. Sit. Good. No, leave it. Heel. Heel. Sit. Back. Here. Drop. Drop. Here. 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 Sit. Back. And as you advance, these will get further distance. And I had 8 out. I'll go to 16 to tighten my lines up. And then you can get to where you stair step them like this. Start out with white bumpers, you can advance to orange. And that's just a good lining drill. And say you wanted to do this as a casting drill and you had 8 wagon wheels, 8 bumpers. You would just, here, sit. I would have 8. Say I wanted an angle back, a literal cast. And it goes on and on. You can work on straight backs, right overs, left overs, come ins, everything in that wagon wheel. That's just a simple, easy, don't take long to do drill. And that is your Honey Break Gundog Tip of the Week. Please submit your training questions to our partners at Avery.com. And if we select your question on TV or our website, we'll send you a Banded Avery care package.
For more Gundog tips, head on over to honeybreak.com or find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
The Honey Break Experience is brought to you by War Eagle, built for hunters who love to fish. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. This is the Honey Break Experience.
The thing that I love about gator hunting is that you get some boats out there, you go spend 3 or 4 days in the swamp with people and you're with them all the time, and I'm a people person. So I mean, we're out there hanging out and talking and swapping stories and everybody's in the action, and it's just a cool place to go out and share the outdoors together as a group of people.
Yeah, it looks better when his eyes are closed.
Dude, when he was looking back, I
Yeah.
it freaked me out a little bit.
Business picks up usually when their eyes are open. And they're that close. I guess the coolest thing about Dusty's gator was last year, he and his wife and his brother and his wife came out. As luck would have it, the temperature changed. What happens to the gators? They're gone. So we saw this gator, instead of being out sunning, they were more in the water. See the bubbles right there? Mm-hmm. Right there. And trying to get a shot on a big gator like that in the water, you know, he only gets that big because he's old. I mean, he only gets that old because he's smart. It just didn't work out. We couldn't get the gator that we wanted, so we didn't take a gator.
When we drove out there this morning to kind of take a look at what was on the lines, I was kind of paying attention to some part of the terrain started to look familiar to me, and I said, man, I think that right up around this corner is we tried to get into this monster gator, and I was calling it a 10-foot gator, and I'm like, man, he was big, because we saw him laying up on the bank, and we could never get him a couple years ago when I was up here. And so we came around the corner, and all of a sudden I see Drew's. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I think, you know, is this the one? And fixing to go kill something from Jurassic Park. And I looked down in the water and I thought, you have got to be kidding me. It looked like a dinosaur down there.
Want to say my prayer? After that, it's basically, you know, we don't do like the swamp people and shake them around and make them get all aggravated and dance for the camera. It's more just ease him up there and pop him. So he comes up, he's gonna be right there now. There he is. There he is. Oh, night, night. Good job.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit like hitting the lottery. I didn't expect that. I mean, frankly, I didn't even expect to get on the trigger, but.
What? That is unbelievable. That is a dinosaur right there, boys and girls.
You know, hunting has morphed for me over the years. I mean, it's very rare that I get on the trigger like I did today. I just enjoy other people getting on the trigger, and I like to come down here and hang out with good people. You know, I like to see special places and special things, which Honey Break's obviously got that, but you know, if I'm with the right people, I can hang out at the garbage dump with them. It doesn't really matter, and that's what hunting's about for me, is getting out in the woods with good friends.
You know, I love to deer hunt. The deer are better at it than I am. But my passion is turkey hunting, and one of the reasons being is because it's a buddy hunt. You can do it with your friends. You know, you can tell your jokes, you can laugh out loud, You can be there for a buddy if he needs you. And so he said gator hunting's kind of the same thing, and man, it's proven to be awesome, you know.
So we get 9 tags on our farm, and we have way more alligators than we have tags for. Basically, we took a necessity and turned it into, you know, another outdoor experience for our clients. Any time that we can protect our kids, our dogs, and our other wildlife from you know, getting eaten by an alligator, that's just something we're going to do anyway. And if we can take that and apply it to somebody's experience of a lifetime, it's just a win-win-win for everybody.
Closed captioning provided by Avery, first and forever.